right, welcome back. This is part three of our episode number 33 commentary track, Old Movement Sticks. It's just me again this week. That's obvious. You know what? At some point, maybe we'll do these commentaries with someone else. I don't know. I don't know. You know what we should do? We should do commentaries of the commentary. That'd be ridiculous. Anyway, we got Chandler and Dan on this episode here with myself. Connor's not on this episode. And yeah, they're going through. We're right around 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 31 seconds. And we're listening to the final stretch of this podcast. Again, it's Chandler and Dan's favorite episode. They think it's the best episode that's ever been recorded on this podcast. So you guys be the judges. Let me know what you think. But let's get into it. We got a lot to go through. This might be, actually, this will be the longest part of the 3-part commentary. So let's get going.
Disregarding the public
sex
place part of that.
The hammock part makes more sense than the public place part.
No, I feel like it just wouldn't be comfortable.
No.
Yeah.
Chandler, would you rather have sex in public or rather have sex in a hammock? Assuming they're exclusive.
Hammock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Maybe.
Hammock makes more logical sense.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying, but why would you want to do it in a hammock in the first place if you're going to do it in a public place?
Well, no, I think it's like, I don't think it was like they planned on doing it. It seems like, let's go there late at night, and it's like, wow, we're on a hammock.
Condom.
This is, there's plenty of people who have condoms just on them. Maybe it was like, maybe it was like they went on a date, the guy had a condom just in case he was going to go to her place or whatever, right? They're on the hammock, things happen, clothes fall off accidentally.
Fall off.
Yeah. And then whatever happens.
It's like you couldn't wait to do that until you were in
go to the club bathroom.
Anywhere else. Exactly. They're better than the hammocks in the dead middle of Tech Green.
No, that's not the middle. It's on the corner. It's
in the well lit part of Tech Green.
That's what I'm saying.
It's in the middle of campus.
I feel like
anyone can walk.
I feel like at night you get away better in the middle of Tech Green than on the hammocks.
Because no one's going
you
through
can
Tech
see,
Green.
but you can see that easily. The hammock, there's trees. Is this in the tree area? Like which some of these hammocks?
No, not the
hammocks
tree.
by cloth.
The trees, the ones by the. Well, I guess there are
There's still some
trees.
trees that are covering.
Cool.
It's like you'd have to squint. In the hammock, you sink.
You'd have to like
too.
stare. Yeah, you'd have to like stare.
So it's not as obvious. They could just be lying down and wiggling a lot. Whereas Tech Green, you're seeing that full on because there's nothing. There's no tree line.
No, but at night.
But at night
it's
like,
dark. You can't see. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because there's lights over there.
It is
There
dark.
There's no lights on either of them, are there?
There's
there's lights all around.
There's lights all next to them.
Mm.
It's very lit up, but the middle of Tech Green is not lit up at all.
I feel like you could still, if there's nothing else there, then your eyes immediately go to that. Where the hammocks, there's a lot of stuff going on. It's just like, if you see an empty field and you see one thing in the middle, you're gonna immediately, your attention's gonna go to that.
My point is, why
Would you do it?
Why could you not save it for like? Are you that?
It's a maybe it was a romantic thing. There was a.
I mean, I get and some people. I know some people are into that. But
some people like that. Yeah.
Some people are. I guess so. But like, it's like.
It's the danger of it.
But the real highlight of the story is
the woman with the sticks.
Yeah,
that's really at the end of the day. It was the woman with the sticks.
the Daredevil wannabes.
Yeah, they were like.
Are you sure it was rhythmically?
I think so. I mean, he might have just been like. They were all like.
How old were these women?
Were they in a circle? Like
they were older ladies. I want to say.
They weren't like doing drugs,
least,
were they?
I want to say like at least 60.
Just in a circle,
like 20, I think.
20?
Maybe not. Well, yeah. Actually, no.
It's a weird. What time? Tuesday.
This would have been no. This wasn't a Tuesday.
Oh, this.
The Tuesday night was the.
Oh, that's
story.
right. Yeah, that's the outer story.
Yeah. This I don't know.
How late?
But it was like
you were talking.
Most.
Because I'm like, if it's like Tuesday at like 6 p.m., maybe there's some like group. You know, maybe there's some group that they do.
Anywhere between like 7:30 and 9 o'clock.
That's getting a little. That's pushing it.
That's starting to get weird.
Like a group.
Starting to get weird.
Yeah.
Like a group activity kind of thing.
That's.
Then it's like now there's drugs involved.
Sure.
Do blind people like see things when they like trip acid?
I don't think they see things. I'm not. Well,
no, but it depends.
I'll take care. If we have any blind listeners, we appreciate you. You could answer the answer. You know the answer to Chandler's question. Blind people doing drugs. Leave a comment. Please leave a comment and let us know. Well, I'll happily pass it on to Chandler, or maybe he'll listen himself. Who knows? So, okay, let's keep going.
Well, yeah,
Blindness.
there's people.
There are people who like their
They're
visual sensors
legally
like
blind.
work.
Yes, who are legally blind.
Yeah,
but
like
they
they-
can
I'm
see.
sure, yeah. But like,
But they
if,
can see like
if you have somebody born blind who has no concept of vision, I don't think they'd see anything. I think they would.
no, but a lot of
experience
blind people
the
who are
truth
like
in other
blind can
ways.
still sense light or dark. They just can't I
Well,
don't
yeah,
remember.
I mean, like if you close your eyes, you can tell there's a light over there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So would they just get like these weird flashes of light and dark if they were like to trip acid?
I don't know those, but I'm pretty sure like.
Or would they
You'll
get
have
like
to ask
more-
a blind person that's
Yeah.
been on acid before.
I'm
You know a
sure
few?
there is a blind person who is.
Do you
on
know a
acid.
few?
I don't know any blind people like personally.
Okay.
I know of blind people, but I definitely don't know a blind person who's tripped acid. Have either of you tripped acid? I know you have.
No,
You haven't done.
no.
Why not, Dan? Go for it.
There are also these traffic cones on the North Parking deck.
Okay.
It's
they-
bypass.
And I think they had blue traffic cones too. And the blue traffic cones are
Why would you
the
have a?
best.
I've
Because
never
they're
seen a
for
blue traffic cone.
handicap parking. Is blue is the
Ah.
color, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just a blue traffic cone. It's the best.
I want to steal it.
I
I've
think,
stolen
well, I
blue
think
traffic
green
cones.
is probably better than blue,
Why?
but I've only seen the green ones at the Grand Ole Opry Mall.
It's that mall.
Because I've been there 3 times, and
Including the one we went.
yeah, and 2 of those 3 times they had green traffic cones.
But you didn't take one last time,
I
right?
did not.
You guys going on the trips?
What?
The trips?
Yeah,
trips?
maybe.
The
If they call my name?
women's and men's basketball
Yeah.
ACC
Oh
trip.
no.
Yeah, I don't think I can go. Or I asked Owen, I was like, which one can you go on? He was like, women's, and I was like, I can only go on men's.
Tragic.
Well, alright.
No one's going.
No, I think
I
he's
said
signed
I
up. He already
was
signed up for
available
women's.
both. I hope they don't put me on both.
They won't.
Okay, good.
I don't think they've ever put anyone, unless they're like desperate for people to go to one.
Good.
But there's no like in the past couple of years, the men's has been in New York, so there's been high demand for that one and very little demand for the women's one, which has been in Greensboro for forever. And so like last year, yeah, we didn't have enough people going on the Greensboro one, so we had to pull people who weren't even in pep band.
Wow.
We brought in like
Dang.
Ryan Murphy and Nadia,
Mm.
who weren't even in pep band, but they're like, we're desperate. Taylor Girardi, I see, don't even know.
Fair enough.
But yeah, but this year, yeah, if you
I
want to
guess
go,
I've been to that mall 4 times.
Can you wait? So they have blue traffic cones.
No, green traffic cones.
But you said some. No, but I'm not talking about that anymore.
Oh, the North
I'm
Park.
talking about the North Parking deck.
Yeah.
I'm definitely
They've
gonna
got
take
they've
one of
got
those
a.
traffic cones.
Well, I don't know if.
they,
See, I think it was only one blue traffic cone, so it
yes,
might not be there.
yeah, see, they're making a new parking deck there too.
They are.
Yeah, like right where the
Oh,
police station
yeah,
is. Yeah,
yeah.
which I think has an office building too.
It
Like the front
does
part
look
is like an
weird.
office, is what I
Yeah.
think. I think someone told me like this can put some offices. I don't know what offices.
It doesn't
we
have
have.
a ground floor. Like that's the weirdest part.
The parking deck.
No, the office part.
Oh yeah, that's why I don't understand what it is. I don't know if it's like
Yeah.
parking and transportation needs an office, or police stuff, or I don't know.
Or they needed another building and just added parking for the building.
They
So the
needed more
parking is
parking, I
secondary.
think.
On North Campus?
They need parking everywhere.
Well,
I
yeah.
guess.
There's literally always a need for.
They can
parking.
use that for like basketball and other things.
That's what the North Parking Deck is. Does the North Parking Deck ever get full for basketball? I don't think so. It's pretty big.
I don't know. There's also this parking deck right where I live, which gets
yeah,
full, which gets full for
Well, yeah,
basketball.
for
People can park there. Yeah.
I know nothing about any of these parks. Current street parking
Not
deck
a
is where
north
my
person.
car is.
Yeah. Not a
What?
North, not a north person. This is not as far as a lot of people think. This
Yeah.
apartment building. It's like across the
No.
street from
Yeah.
the biotech park.
I figured that out now. I didn't know that before.
People like to complain like it's too far. I'm like it's across the street.
And it's too far from the CRC.
It's not. It's 10 minutes. How long is the walk over here using your famous basketball route?
13 minutes.
13. That's pretty good. That's closer than Chandler.
That's closer than where I live.
Yeah.
That is definitely closer than where I live.
It's like we're not close to anything here. But we're not far.
No.
We're close to basketball. Basketball is really easy.
Oh, yeah,
When you have
basketball's
gigs,
right there.
it's across the street. It's 5 minutes, not even.
So
And volleyball too, I guess.
yeah,
It's pretty close.
I don't know. Where are we gonna look? Have we decided which one is gonna be like our top?
Modeling is top.
Molding?
You guys have a group? You have a
Yeah.
squad?
It's me, him,
Mark.
Josh.
Oh.
And a friend
Josh
I know
Lewis.
from high school.
And a friend.
His name's Ryan.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm gonna live.
I live
Or who
in
I'm
Harrison.
actually, I could live anywhere. I just need to pick who I need to live with.
Yeah,
But it's,
fair.
you know. Just maybe I'll just.
It took us a little bit. 'Cause
Yeah.
we were trying to find that fourth person, and I just like asked Josh on the whim, and he was like, "Oh yeah, sure." Didn't even know. He doesn't even know Ryan. He was just like, "Yeah, fine."
Josh is
It's a
one of
room.
those, like, he was sort of low on the list for me. Like, I guess
Okay.
Well,
This
Leo's
is now
high.
public.
Leo's higher on the list
Josh,
than
Dan
Josh
hates
for
you.
me. No offense to him.
What happened to Leo?
He had a room.
Oh, wow. So you were not high on his list.
I guess not.
Tragic.
This whole priority list is circle
Problematic.
of people who hate each other.
I don't even know Josh's priorities.
Speaking of people with
He
priorities,
doesn't have
so apparently I'm very low on my like. So I have this like little central node of friends that I tend to hang out with. They were going to Waho.
I was trying to find the puzzle. Turns out other schools do it, like the housing thing, which is always fascinating. Eventually, if you guys are dedicated fans of the podcast, eventually I ended up with Tanner and a couple of his friends. For my 3/4 of a year of grad school, it technically got pushed back because of COVID, or not pushed back, we got sent home, moved to online because of COVID. But yeah, eventually I ended up moving with Tanner for that next year into a different apartment building actually. So, but I'd say yeah, like I'm curious how other people did the housing thing and like choosing roommates and all that, because I'm sure there's a lot of like friend groups where there's more people in the friend group than there are spots in the apartment and things like that. And Georgia Tech is kind of maybe a little different than a lot of schools. I shouldn't say that. I'm sure a lot of schools are like this, but they have on-campus apartments, which are maybe not quite as nice as the off-campus ones, but they're a little cheaper and easier because they're closer. So you're living on campus, but it's an apartment building. You have your own room and all that. Um, similar to like an off-campus apartment. It doesn't have the same luxuries. Maybe it's not quite as nice, but it's pretty good, especially for underclassmen. If you're a grad student, you're there for a while, maybe you want to move off campus or whatever. And they are building out more because like when I first went to college, they didn't have that many options off campus, but they had been when I did start, they were at that time they were kind of starting to build out a lot of like they built at least 3 or 4, if not more, just in my time there, in my few years at Georgia Tech. So, um, but yeah, I know a lot of other schools like you live off campus apartments. You basically everyone does that. But at Georgia Tech, there were a number of people that live off campus, but I would say a good number still like at least half, if not more, of people still lived on campus in the on campus apartments because like I said, they were good enough. They weren't amazing, but they were adequate enough, and you could pay through, um, like you pay with your tuition, so kind of easier payment wise and all that. So, and you don't have to like sign a lease or anything. You didn't have to deal with like summer because you could sign. You would basically just get like a semester based lease essentially, so kind of easier to manage and all that. But yeah, I'd be curious how other schools did it and how that's just some background though. So let's keep going.
Tonight?
Yesterday they were going to Waho, and so I was just in my dorm, and someone suggested that we go to Waho.
They're the same people?
No, these are different. They live more on east. The other kids live on west.
You have so many friend groups, Chandler. It's hard to keep up.
Oh,
Well, I'm like not truly a part of any of them. It's really sad. Anyway,
Okay. Well, that's the problem.
that is the problem. Anyway, it's getting too personal.
That's what the story's about.
Anyway, so Waffle House. Someone suggested we go to Waffle House. We have this whole group chat. Over. Someone suggested we go to Waffle House. So I'm like, great, sure. So I put on my coat and I walk over, and there's a little bench outside where most of this friend group is based around one dorm. So I just sit outside that dorm. I'm just like waiting.
This sounds like it's gonna get sad.
And
And
I'm just waiting.
It's really gonna get.
I heard
No,
this one.
it does, but it gets better.
Okay.
So I'm just waiting. And like 10 minutes pass. I'm texting them like, what's up? Why are you taking so long?
Mm-hmm.
They don't respond. So I'm like, if they're going to take this long, I'm just going to walk back to my dorm. I start walking back to my dorm. And then they text me, we're about to leave. So, okay, great. And then I immediately text them back, hey, I'll meet you there. And so I go back to where I was. I'm back within a minute. Like, I'd only just started walking back. So I'm back within a minute. I wait another 10 minutes. They still haven't said anything. I've texted them twice, like, I'm still waiting. What are you doing? And at this point, what I think is happening is they're just, like, waiting around to go again. Because that's usually what happens, is, like, they just take a while to leave. You know? Like, you know, some people it takes a while to get up and start.
Are we pointing at Dan here?
No. This is just in general.
I'm not in this group.
You're not.
I just
Well,
think
you're
people that take
you
forever
know
to get
of
back.
some people in this group.
Is this Leo? Are we bashing on Leo?
No.
No.
Leo's never been to Waffle House.
Oh.
Which is another problem. We
Yeah.
still need to like steal him one day.
No, but clearly he's not. You're not high on his priority list, though.
But it doesn't
I know.
matter.
He was talking about like, oh, he's got this table tennis tournament and this other thing, and he has like no time for you.
He's going to Waffle House.
Either that or he's making excuses.
He's
not to
making
go to Waffle
excuses.
House.
I'm definitely taking him to Waffle House.
Everyone
Anyway,
has an hour to go to Waffles.
so long story short.
That's not long. You've
Fine.
already gotten through the whole story.
Well, it's a pretty short story compared
Yeah,
to
It is a
it's
very
your
short
story, but
so
you can't say long story short
I'm
at the
sitting
end
around
of your
waiting.
story that you've told fully.
I'm sitting around waiting, and then suddenly like Katie and Rose and like a bunch of them show up.
A third group of friends.
No,
At
this
this point. Yes. This
Yes.
is now a third
Yeah.
group of friends.
They show up,
friends.
and so I'm just sort of talking to them, and then they finally text me, and we're already at Waffle House, and I'm like, well, fuck.
How
all
did they
right,
pass
fine.
you? Is there only...
There are two entrances. I specifically said I'm at the front entrance, and they left out the back. And it's like,
These are symmetrical dorm buildings. You don't know which one's the front.
The front is your interpretation.
The back leads directly into a parking lot, and it's very clearly like the back entrance. Like it's very much
Well,
a front
who's
and
to
back.
say?
Anyway, I feel like what they could have texted me and been like, "Where are you?" It's like,
They
"Oh,
weren't thinking
I'm
about
at the
you.
wrong entrance.
They
I'll
weren't-
go around and meet
They
you.
weren't
Sorry."
thinking about you.
It's like they could just ask. Anyway, I'm kind of salty.
You're clearly very salty. You brought
So
this
I'm
up
like,
just to...
so at this point I'm like, fuck it. I'm not even hungry anymore. So I start walking back, and then Katie's like, "Come chill with us," and so that's what I did. That's the end of the story.
You
My
guys
friends
all made out
abandoned
or
me to go to
whatever?
Waffle House, and then I hung out with other friends
This is
instead.
Chandler's story.
That's all. I mean, there's much more to the story, but I think that's all I'll go into it.
Kind of. What was the point of the story? You just got ditched by your friends and you wanted to call them out?
Yes, that's literally it.
Even though you know they're not going to listen. You
Oh no,
started
this is
this
just
whole
catharsis.
episode talking about how
I'm just salty, and that this is just me. No, none of you are ever going to listen to this, but fuck you.
Oh, okay.
Yikes.
No, not actually. I like a lot of them.
Not all of them.
No, there are a couple people I don't really like, but that's like.
Who?
not-
Which ones? Go ahead.
I'm not getting into that.
Well, they're not going to listen, so go ahead.
I'm not naming names, but there
So
are
the women with the
distinct
sticks.
people.
Listen here, Chandler, if you're listening, just call them out now. You know, by now they're not. It's been 5 years. Don't know. I still don't know who any names or that. But yeah, we're getting in. We're closing in on the final 10 minutes of this episode. I'm trying not to make the commentary too long, but I do want to provide snips here and there because otherwise, what's the point? You could just listen to the original episode. But I feel like these, these are a good opportunity for our listeners to kind of go back and re-listen to previous episodes. And I do talk a lot in this episode. I forgot how much I talk. As you guys, if you're a dedicated listener, like I kind of try to minimize how much I talk, uh, especially if we have enough people on and things like that. But I kind of forgot how much I would actually talk in these episodes. But okay, let's keep going.
The story within the story, within me telling the story to Chandler.
Yes. This was a story about you telling me a story
Oh, my
within
goodness.
the story.
You know how long that took? That was like 40 minutes.
This was. Wait, 40 minutes of just him telling the
No,
story?
his story was about 30.
Okay.
I mean, someone can clock it. I that was a rough clocking, but yeah. By the time we were done, we were already at like 38 minutes. I was like, God damn.
It's 6:55.
Well, we didn't start on time.
Hey, we're giving you plenty of material to work with here, buddy. I don't
There's
see
no
why-
material here. That story was all meaningless. You could have started with the last
This
sentence.
podcast is meaningless. Life is meaningless. Nothing means anything. We're all gonna die. Like what?
All
Why
right,
am
well.
I here?
Well, Chandler's just the downer of this episode.
I'm upset.
Yeah,
Why
all
would you
these-
leave me to go to Waffle
All these
House?
friend groups, and none of them.
None of them care though.
Yeah, because you started with the first
It's
friend
'cause
group
you
and already
didn't-
gone to Waffle House.
She didn't join them when they went to Bud's backyard.
Katie and I eventually went to Waffle House, so I think that solves it.
Oh, just you two?
Yes, because
Interesting.
no,
They're not dating.
no.
Interesting first date choice. Waffle.
Katie
know,
literally
I'd
has
do
a
Waffle
boyfriend
House.
that is not me. I don't
Are
think
you
she
sure?
cares that. Yes.
Are
I
you
was-
sure it's not you?
Yeah. You should-
It's just.
What if she
Maybe I
said
just have like
specifically-
split personalities. and I
No,
just,
no.
like,
What
don't
if she
remember.
said specifically?
Is this part of the part that you didn't remember from Oktoberfest because you were questionably drunk?
Oh yeah, no, I do not. I don't remember what happened at Oktoberfest. I don't know if that's because I was.
I'm trying to remember if I saw you at that. I think
I
saw
was there. I know.
You. No,
I
I
was
know.
there.
I'm trying to think how much we interacted.
I don't remember interacting with you much.
At all?
No, I talked to Peter.
Sorry. Pausing here for our listeners who aren't aware, Oktoberfest. Yeah, you got it. You figured it out. It's a tuba section. Like Marchman hosts an Oktoberfest type of party off campus. Plenty of activities happen. All the band parties. And honestly, at most schools, all the band parties, there's things that happen. I'll say, things that you're supposed to be 21 for as well. Say so. So sometimes things get pretty wild. But yeah, okay. Let's keep going.
Tilly a lot of that time.
We interacted a lot at the first party. Or just a couple times. I remember that. I remember interacting with them. That's when Nadia was going around and doing it.
Oh yeah.
So, but this Oktoberfest, I don't remember.
I know I was there.
The
I saw
Oktoberfest-
you. I think I talked to Dan, maybe.
Yeah, the Oktoberfest thing came up because we were walking on 10th Street. And I had talked about it. I had never seen the Papa John's on 10th Street.
No, when is this? Is this today?
This is today.
Today. Me,
Are you sure?
it's another story I told Chandler on the way here.
How long was the walk over
It
here?
was like 15 minutes.
No, I just told you. Damn, 30 minutes to tell it next.
Well, it took me longer. Because I didn't include the part about the old ladies when I
That part did not take 15 minutes. And
Yeah,
that's-
I don't know what you
Well,
were.
we were laughing a lot more. Anyways,
Papa
So-
John's.
yeah, so the Oktoberfest thing came up because I talked about I'd never seen the Papa John's on 10th Street before, and Chandler was like, "What? You've never been to Band Block?" I'm like, "Yes, I have. I was there for Oktoberfest, but the one time I was over there, we walked over there from around the paper building, and then I came back with you and Noah. Remember that?
Mhm.
When Noah was
Happy, very happy.
It was very.
and he saw his old friend, right?
Mm.
At that house and got into a chat.
When was that?
When we were walking back,
Which friend?
when Noah was
I don't
drunk.
remember that part. I walked Noah drunk back a few times now, so I got which one.
Oh,
With
What?
one with you?
Yeah, it was me. And my sister, I think, was there too.
Okay, now I remember. Yeah, you and your sister was that?
And Noah saw somebody who we knew.
Was this while we were still before 10th Street? While we were still in Home Park?
Like right at.
Oh,
10th
now I
Street.
think I remember. Yeah.
Point is, he hadn't seen that Papa John.
Yeah.
It's really the whole point of the story is he hadn't.
It's not a great one. It has like the worst reviews ever on Yelp.
I-
So like 1 star.
I have never.
I wasn't here. The Papa John's we're talking about. I think it's still there. It's one of the ones owned by Shaquille O'Neal. So, in case you're wondering, I think it's gotten better now. Maybe Shaq has improved it, but yeah. I had a stand-up bit about that Papa John's. I think I only told it once ever. It was like complicated, and I wasn't really sure how to word it. Maybe I never actually told it. I probably did at one point, but yeah, it's not a great Papa John's. Like if you're in a pinch and you need pizza, I, it exists. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. We got like just a little over 5 minutes left in this podcast, and then we'll kind of wrap it up from there.
That's like-
Why
It's
would you
not
go inside a pizza place unless it was like a sit-down pizza?
No, it's like to pick up if you want to pick up because they have a pickup special where it's like half price.
Oh, okay.
So you should never get delivered. Maybe on East if you're desperate, I guess. But if you can,
I'm on East and I'm always desperate.
I mean, it's like 15 for a
Yeah,
large
because
one
your friends
top.
don't take
It's
you
like
to Waffle House.
it's like 15.
Exactly.
It's like 15 for a large one topping. It's like 8 for carryout. So it's not. It's yeah.
It's fair. I don't know. I don't want to. I don't know. Papa John's.
Problem is
Domino's
also-
is just usually.
But also with the pickup, you go inside and you get them the thing and whatever, and they get your pizza. When in the summertime and warmer time, they don't do it now because it's too cold. They lock up at like 6 p.m.
Damn.
So they have like a little thing outside, or like a little tray, where they, like you know like a movie theater when you.
Yeah.
They have that, and so they make you feel like a criminal when you want to go pick up your pizza. They don't let you inside. They like lock down. They have, and you have to like pay through the slot, and then they deliver your pizza in like a tray that they push through.
No,
It's like
I've been to a place like that before. This is in New Mexico, and there's like this pizza place where, I mean, it had a picnic area next to the pizza place, but yeah, you order at the. It's like a cookout, but if it only had the outside ordering area.
Oh yeah.
yeah, but still, they keep it open until like 6 p.m. when they determine that's when all the criminals are here, and they don't want to let them in.
Well, I mean.
Or I'm not making
Yeah,
the
because
time.
they're
It could
gonna
be later.
steal all the pizza.
They're gonna go in and
Yeah,
rob
all
them.
the mediocre Papa John's pizza.
Exactly.
Papa John's can be good, but Domino's is usually.
They're both just okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
They're all just.
If
okay.
you're ordering pizza, you're not looking
fast
for a
food,
great meal.
Getting fast food pizza, it's like
It's just fine. You get it because you don't want to make anything.
it's the
else.
go-to
Exactly.
catering.
I mean, I
Is
can't
it-
make food. We don't have. I mean, we have a kitchen, but it's not very good.
Mm.
Also, like, I don't know.
How much are you planning on making food next year?
More than I am now.
Yeah.
Definitely more than I am.
You won't have a meal plan, or you could have a meal plan. I guess.
I
don't
might
know.
have something, but not a lot.
I got sick of the Georgia Tech dining halls after like a week. So,
Whoa.
so I got off. That's fine. I cook some. I'll pick up lunch in like the student center. Then I make dinner usually. So that's just
That's
a good
fair.
split.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they won't have this student center in a year.
They're gonna have a substitute.
They're going to have. They're splitting. I think what they're doing.
First of all, they
is
have
that-
to. It makes way too much money. There's no way
The only reason they're changing the student center is so that it makes
to make
money.
more money.
I actually like hate it so much. Like
The
there's
current one or the new one? That they're
the new one because they're getting rid of Under the Couch.
And if they just had
Well,
a Waffle
budget
House,
They're not gonna. They're never gonna add Waffle House to the student center.
what about? Yeah, I know.
They can't because of the structure of Waffle Houses. Like the Waffle House supposed to be open 24/7, and the
Yeah.
student center just like they won't let they close the doors at whatever 10 p.m. or whatever. So they can't. So I don't know why people keep saying that.
But
Anyway, that's the show.
nah, fair enough.
Do you
I
have
could
something
get
to
I
say?
could get into a rant about how closing Under the Couch is garbage and I hate all of it, but you know what? We'll save that for another time.
That's you literally just said it all.
That's most of what I wanted to say. But I
They
could
could
get
easily.
into it more.
Okay. I think everyone agrees they could easily fit it in, but they chose not to.
They chose not to. It's awful.
That doesn't make any money. No, I'm serious.
I know. That's the only reason why they didn't include it. It's like
It doesn't make any. Unless they find a way to monetize it, which they won't, because the musicians network won't let them.
no, of
Which is
course
fine.
not.
But
No, I mean, no.
everything else in there makes money, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Literally everything else. They the empty rooms make money because if the student organization wants
Yeah.
to book them,
Yeah, they have to
pay.
book it. Yeah.
To pay.
It's so dumb.
A Georgia Tech organization has to pay for a Georgia Tech room.
Yep.
Anyway, that's the show. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we get to Chandler's rants?
That'll
be a special. We'll do like a Thursday special.
If you
Chandler's rants.
abandoned me to
Yeah,
go to
really.
Waffle House, fuck you. That's all I have to
And
say.
Dan?
And if you know anything about those old ladies on the
Please send
please
Dan a
let us
message.
know. 'cause
And
I'm-
if you had sex on those hammocks, call in. Tell us why.
do that again.
Send an email to
At least-
danandchandlerwanttoknow@gmail.com.
At least
That's
throw
Dan and
away
Chandler
your
want to
condoms.
know.
Dan and Chandler want.
Want
That's
to
our
know.
new podcast. Dan and Chandler want to know.
Yeah, that's their
At
new
least
podcast.
throw
The
away
Dan and
your
Chandler
condoms.
spin-offs.
Yeah, just get rid of it.
Yeah, I don't. This is on the ground.
Yes.
That doesn't make any sense. It's easy. Just put it in the trash can.
There's trash
There are
cans
trash
right
cans
there.
It's
Right
not like, well,
there.
now that we're done, just fling it anywhere. All right, catch Dan and Chandler on the Dan and Chandler Want to Know podcast, available Wednesdays at 6 a.m. Okay, goodbye.
And then that's it. That's Old News Sticks. You know what? That's another. I talk a lot about the potential Tanner spinoff, and maybe I should talk about a Dan and Chandler spinoff. Um, the Dan and Chandler Want to Know podcast. So yeah, that's the episode. I will say, like I said, well, I said at the beginning, maybe I didn't say at the beginning of this episode, but Chandler and Dan both feel like that's the best episode in podcast history. I will say, I think it's the best Chandler and Dan episode. I'm not sure it's the best episode. You guys have to let me know which one's the best one. Um, like think of the ones that we had the most fun with. That one's a good one. It is a good one. It's like all these early episodes. It's better than I remember it. You know, like I kind of think not fondly about those earlier episodes, but that one was pretty good. I have to say, it was pretty good. It exceeded my expectations, just like all the other early podcasts that I've listened to. Like I said, it's definitely the best Chandler and Dan episode. I would probably recommend it if if you want to, if you're like you're just starting. Well, by now, if you're listening to part 3 of this, you've heard the entire episode. But like, if you're like kind of joined as a listener, maybe later on for the show, if you haven't listened to the early episodes, I would definitely recommend it. I think it's a good representation of sort of that snapshot of what my life was like, what sort of college students were like in pre-COVID, if you remember that. Um, yeah, like I said, it's a great time capsule kind of thing. All these episodes are great time capsules of the before times. So anyway, uh, that's the podcast this week. Again, hopefully we'll have an in-person recording coming out next week. We'll see. I'm working on stuff. I promise, guys, I'm working on podcasts. It's just people are the fall time of the year is actually sneakily the busiest time for everyone. Summer is busy as well, but fall is really busy. People just like they're doing stuff, including myself. I've been traveling. I'm traveling this weekend, so that's your hint for who's going to be on the in-person episode. Um, so yeah, I've been traveling a lot. I take off a lot of time on work, so I do have to catch up on my actual job. Um, so yeah, thank you for listening, and please come back next week.